Welcome to the module on quality management system. Today we will be discussing about the definition of quality and the myths one has about the quality. In the previous module also we have discussed some of the myths, and in this module we will be continuing with the other ones which one has in mind as far as quality is concerned. So to start with, like what is quality? Quality is the totality of features and characteristics of a product or service that bear upon its ability to satisfy the stated or the implied needs. The other definitions of quality is a degree to which a set of inherent characters, that is natural and permanent characters, fulfills the requirement. So requirement of the user related to quality and service life of structures are specified in the contract specifications are given to you in order to maintain the quality of the required input. For example, if you say I need some water to drink, the quality of the water is predefined. It is the inherent quality of the water that when it is being asked for drinking, that it should be suitable for drinking and it should be free of any impurities whatsoever. So this is what is the set of characteristics which are inherent in nature. But instead of supplying a pure water, if you have been supplied with a turbid water, a polluted water which contains a lot of pollutants in it, then that means what is required is not being met. And if there is a difference between the required and the supplied material, then we can say that the quality of the material is not good. So, and this stands fit, or this stands good for all activities, all stages, and all aspects of life, whether it is purchasing a shirt, whether it is getting a ride, or whether it is making a telephone call, or whatever it is, whatever is being expected or implied needs. And if your product is varying from the expectations, that means the quality is not good. So far we have discussed some of the myths on quality, like quality is responsibility of all members of organization, or whether it is responsibility of a set of people forming a QAQC team or QAQC members only. And we have understood that yes, of course, quality is responsibility of all members of organization, and in order to get that work, there has to be a responsibility matrix involved in the line to make sure that each one of us understands what is their responsibility as far as maintaining quality is concerned. The second myth was emphasis on prevention of problems, or there has to be a firefighting approach. In general, we used to have a firefighting approach as far as any defects or any problems are concerned, but it's always good to put emphasis on prevention of problems, because it will have a long-term effect as far as the maintenance of quality is concerned. Quality is topmost and free, or quality is expensive. The third myth which we have discussed in the previous module is, of course, quality is topmost and free, because whatever requirement is given, that is given well in advance, and based on the requirements only we quote for either it is materials, or it is work, or it is anything. So based on the requirements only you take the quote, and if the requirements are not met, means the requirements are not fulfilled, means that we are not maintaining quality. And for that, actually we are not spending extra, because it's already being considered in the cost which is submitted to the clients before getting the award of work. So that is the reason why we say that quality is topmost and free. But in order to maintain our balances, we lack in quality because of some other reasons, but that doesn't mean that quality is expensive. And these things were well explained in detail in my previous module. So in case if you have further clarifications, you can look at part 1 on what is quality, which will give you a clear picture whether it is topmost and free or it is expensive in nature. Today we will start with the fourth myth on quality, that is quality is multidimensional and cultural need, or it is a project specific. Now, when we say quality is multidimensional, that means it is creating a brand of the people or the organization in the market, and people don't buy product, they buy people. People buy people. That is what is exactly quality stands for. Like, you need to create your own value, and that value is being created only when it is a cultural breed rather than a project specific approach. Because whenever we say it is a project specific, that means the improvement or the scope for improvement is very limited to a particular project only, in terms of whether it is location or client specific. And then the moment the client or the locations are changed, the same product, the quality of that product becomes varying in nature. So there is no standard as far as the maintenance of quality of the particular product is concerned when it is customer specific or limited to a specific project need only. So that is why we say that quality has to be multidimensional, and it has to be there in the culture of the organization, whether the client demands or not. The basic requirement of quality, what is required to be maintained, has to be maintained. Like, for example, if there is a M30 grade of concrete, and it has to achieve 33 MPa strength for 28 days, then whether the client demands or not, we have to maintain that standard, and we have to ensure that the cubes of M30 grade concrete should be more than 33 MPa at any point of time. Fifth myth on quality is consider quality and productivity together, or generally you feel that quality has no contribution on productivity. But in my opinion, quality is having a greater role to give you a productivity, quality product, and saving of time. Quality and productivity can go together, provided you have a stage-wise inspection in the process. Because without checking the logical steps, without checking the logical stages of inspections, you cannot ensure that the ultimate product will result in a quality product. So any variation has to be treated then and there only, without waiting for the end product to be away from the requirement of the quality. So the moment this culture is being incorporated, the moment this sort of thinking is aligned in delivering a product, definitely the quality and productivity will go together. But if you are waiting for the end product to check whether the quality is being maintained or not, that means there is no in-process check, there is no stage-wise inspections, and you have no responsibility at all in order to ensure that the productivity is maintaining its required quality. Then definitely you can feel that, of course, quality is a sort of a defect identification rather than prevention of defects. So the basic concept is, if you want to take quality and productivity together, then you need to change your attitude from defect detection to prevention of defects. The moment you have shifted your thought process, the moment you are aligned with the prevention of defects, automatically you will have a process in place which will have stage-wise inspections at each stage, and then the end results will always give you a good quality product. So there is no chance that the end product will be of any defect. The sixth myth on quality we generally consider is whether training is essential for maintaining quality, or it is just a waste of time. In my opinion, of course, training is essential, because training will help you to learn things. Training is essential because it helps you to develop your skill sets. The skill sets are required to learn, whether it is driving or whether it is maneuvering a particular track or whether it is a race. Training is of course important, and it will make you more multidimensional in nature. But training, when the training is essential to develop the skill sets, the practice is more important to make you expert in your own area of work. So both training as well as practicing the trained activities is important in life in order to improve your life cycles, in order to improve your skill sets. Myth on quality generally we people have is quality improvement is a continuous activity or it is just a slogan. Like we want to say that of course quality is required, but whether we have no contribution towards the improvement of the quality. So when we say quality is having a continuous activity, of course it has to be continuous, because if you take it as just a slogan, making it clear that take pride in your work, and you have no scope, you have no process to make sure that the improvement is seen in the process, then it has got no value. Therefore, quality improvement is should be there, and it has to be a continuous activity, because quality is a cycle for PDCA only, where you have plan, do, check, and act. For each item, you have to plan something, you act according to the plan, and then you check whether what is planned is being achieved or not. And if there is a variation, then you take necessary actions to correct your plan and then act. So this is a cycle of a PDCA, and as far as quality is concerned, it is a part of a PDCA, and to improve your quality with respect to time, you need to improve a PDCA cycle and make sure that each time you benefit, you make yourself better and better and better. For example, in projects, if you see, if you are able to cast one segment in say 4 days, you will try to improve your time cycle from 4 days to say 3.5 days or 3.75 days. Once you are able to achieve 3.5 or 3.75 days, you still try to make it in 3 days or 3.1 days or 3.2 days. So this is basically the skill set required and the attitude of the person who is actually involved in that particular work, and directly or indirectly we are improving the quality only without knowing that it has been improved. And you have implemented your PDCA cycles also. Only thing is you need to capture those things in a particular framework called PDCA, and then you will be able to demonstrate it that of course the quality what we are looking for is basically the improvement part, and quality improvement is a continuous activity because it corresponds to a PDCA cycle only. The second thing is because of improvement, why improvement is a continuous activity, because the second example what we can see is whenever you do an activity which is poor in nature, you try to improve it to fair, and the moment you are stabilizing yourself with the act to maintain the level of fair productivity, you try to further improve it to good and then to the great. So this shows this inclination towards giving a productive giving a good product in the market, a continuous activity only. Without doing continuous activities, you will not be able to improve, and whether it is quality of life or quality of a product or quality of any system, it has to have a continuous activity, and for that you need to follow the PDCA cycles in place. To summarize this module, we talked about definition of quality. Some myths in quality, like in part 1, we talked about the 3 myths, and in this particular module, we talked about 4 more myths, which is to be clarified. Like why training is essential for development, what is the benefit if quality is contributing in productivity, and can quality and productivity can be practiced together, and finally whether quality is a continuous improvement or it is just a slogan. So till the time you make it as a slogan, it has got no impact on the long run. The moment you make it a continuous improvement activity, it will give you it will change your culture, it will change your lookout of how to tackle the problems, and you try to become more and more accurate in your process. Next module, we will be covering the importance of method statements. Till then, till then, thank you very much. Thank you very much for watching.